Hey all, so fittingly Ninja Kiwi had to release their 3.8 update the day after I uploaded the Discuss Everything Wrong with Battles video, and let me just say now would have been the best time to drop the bomb on that, as I would have included some of these features from the update in it as well. But it's too late for that, so I'll just use this video to discuss the patch notes and give my opinions on it. First and foremost, the main feature of the update, Club Card Arenas. Literally what everyone has been dying for, right? Totally. For this episode I'll just be playing the Speed Battle Card Arena because it's literally the only club arena that won't go late game. In fact, it will barely even go mid game because you can send pinks. Yes, freaking pinks on round 1, basically guaranteeing you a victory on round 2 given how mediocre most of these players are. They made it so every card can be sent 2 rounds earlier, and to be honest I think 1 round earlier would have been enough because this is just too easy. That said, Ninja Kiwi never said clubs were meant to be balanced and it was just for fun, so I guess I shouldn't complain about free 30-second wins. But no way in hell am I gonna touch Mega Boost, Play with Fire or Bonanza Card Battles. That shit is guaranteed to go late game if I ever end up getting paired with a decent player. You see, I didn't include Random Trio, or should I say deck in there because sadly it doesn't exist for cards, and that's a shame because that was the one thing I was looking forward to if they ever released clubs for cards. But whatever, let's move on to the next part. I suggested this in a video before and I'm glad it's come to fruition. More deck slots which are optional to purchase for those who feel the need to. No problems with that at all since more decks doesn't really give you an advantage, but then I looked at the price and my eyes dropped. What the fuck, Ninja Kiwi? $6.99 for 1 deck slot, not 4, not 3, not 2, but 1, just 1 deck slot for $7. Granted it's Canadian dollars but still, that's more than buying freaking club access for crying out loud, which is only $6 Canadian last I checked. So lower the price please, that price point is just ridiculous in my opinion. So next we got a new map, Hot Tub, exclusively in club arenas. I don't know why they called it Hot Tub because it's literally a carbon copy of the Volcano map on Flash and Volcano sounds much more appropriate for a map like this when the hot tub part is only 3% of the track, but whatever. That's cool I guess, I wouldn't mind another intermediate map added to the game. But wait, what is this I'm seeing? Are the balloons actually making an extra lap around the loops? You can't be serious, can you? 43 seconds. That's how long it takes for the first round 1 balloon to leak. In an old video from Har and I recall he made one on the longest maps in Bloons TD Battles, and he tested it by seeing how long it would take for the first life to leak. And guess what? The longest map belonged to Balloon Circles at 31 seconds, making Hot Tub the new longest map ever, as if we needed another fucking battle park for crying out loud. You done goofed, Ninja Kiwi. I don't care if the map is only available on club arenas, but it's absolutely hilarious on the timing of this update considering I just ranted about them dumbing down the maps from Flash onto mobile. Spamming facepalm is all me and Tyler have to say here. On a similar note, Swan Lake and Easy Mode Mondrian are now available on all game modes, so woohoo, another intermediate and beginner track to add to our current pool of maps. Club access now reduces the amount of wins for the previous week's veteran card by 50%. Well, it isn't a permanent 50% reduction, so who cares? Sorry for being a downer guys, but shit, this update is looking pretty ass so far. Let's focus on the positive then, this long list of card battles balance changes. I'm glad they took note of me and Tyler's OP strategy by nerfing the Sabotage, Ground Zero and Laser Cannon, as well as buffing some of the weaker cards on the list. Why they increased the price of the Spectre is beyond me though, nobody even thought it was a good card before, so this gives us even less of reason to use it. And now for general changes, some of the maps would change to make banana farms equal for both sides, fair enough. Rematches no longer count to card unlock progress. Thanks Ninja Kiwi for giving me a reason to decline all rematches now. And lastly, these are just changes exclusive to the Steam and Windows version. They changed the UI for cards so that you can now hover over them instead of dragging and placing, and it might just be me but it feels super clunky to do things now. Perhaps I just need some time to get used to it. The rest of the changes are minor, so there's no point in me talking about it. That does it for the 3.8 patch notes. Now I want your opinion on what you think of it, so go vote on the poll over on the right-hand side right now. Again, I hate to focus on negative comments, but they trigger me so much that I just have to respond and talk sense into them. So on the last video this guy left a long comment about everything wrong I said. So, I complain about how the meta is dull, but I don't do anything to evolve it. I don't think you realize that you just can't change a meta like magic. If no balance changes are made in forever, then eventually people would do enough testing to figure out the best loadout for Classic is Dart Farm and a third tower. So are you expecting me to come up with a new loadout of tower? Because that wouldn't change the meta if the strategy I come up with is inferior to the current meta strategy. With that said, in terms of cards battles, me and Tyler literally evolved the meta from multiple mid-game rushing cards to using none at all following the tournament, so you can't say I did nothing to evolve it if you didn't know the reason for me spamming it in my videos. About the leaderboard part, so you're saying the solution to every problem is to simply ignore it. Yeah, let's just ignore that. Every kid's gonna believe that the people at the top of leaderboard are the best at the game, and the people at the top are gonna use their leaderboard standings to gloat about how good they are when in fact they just no-lifed the game for a week. I know there was nothing to judge your skill based on before. If that was still the case today, then I'd still complain about it, because a competitive game that even has a massive player-run competitive scene yet doesn't have a true leaderboard after 4 years is just a joke, to be honest. No one is forcing you to grind for the veteran cards, except for the fact that you have to grind to get a card if it's overpowered as fuck, otherwise you'll be at a disadvantage until then. When you put in the time, then you should get more than people who don't. That's exactly what a grindy game would do, and that's exactly the thing battles shouldn't be. Why should you be rewarded for a black diamond badge just because you play the game 24 hours a day? How about giving such a prestigious badge to the person who plays the game to the highest ability and rank everyone based on an elo/glico system? That way there's another incentive to play the game when there's no update, so you can grind games to climb the ladder and be rewarded when you actually improve your play. Lastly, if everyone is using the same OP strategy, then why am I having trouble finding someone good? Well, maybe because everyone who is good doesn't fucking play quick battles, because there's no incentive to. The only people who you'll run into are those grinders who are only half the time decent, and when they are, they only use said strategy half as well as you do. Like if I run into another guy using Dart Chipper Farm and he has a 40% win rate, how is that even a close game if he has no idea how to execute the strategy? With your logic, you were saying the game would be competitive. So I apologize for going on a tangent so much, but I just can't help myself with this. Battles is going on a downward trend, and 3.8 further solidifies that fact. I'll stop talking now and put on some decently happy music. Likes, comments are appreciated, and have a super fast day.